morning, everybody. Happy Monday, if you're catching this live with me anyway. My name is Cassidy. I am a graduate of the Yoga Buzz program. Welcome to Chair Yoga. So a couple of things that you might need for this practice, or you might find useful for this practice. A nice sturdy chair, one with 4 legs, of course. No arms is most helpful. Anything that feels good and sturdy, preferably with a back. Dining room chairs often work really well for this. Office chairs with wheels, often not so well. You might grab yourself a yoga block or some sort of makeshift block. I, today, will be using the first 4 books from the Harry Potter series. Multi-purpose, right? You might also grab yourself a yoga strap, or a scarf is what I'll be using today. Something that doesn't have too much stretch to it. A belt would also work if that is handy and easy for you. And then toward the end, a pillow or a bolster, something with a little extra squish to help you feel a little extra nourished might be useful. So take a moment, grab those things. I'm gonna go let my dog in. He's gonna join us for our practice. And I'll meet you back here in just a couple of seconds. Come on, bud. Let's go. All right, I've got my dog. You've got all of your tools. Meet Oliver. He'll be joining us today. And we will get started. So we'll start our chair practice this morning in a comfortable seat. You can check in that your knees are kind of over your ankles, that your shoulders are back over your hips, that you're not hunched forward or rocking forward. If it's more comfortable to you to lean back in your seat and use the back of the chair for support for the moment, that is perfectly wonderful. See? Yes. Eyes can be closed or at a heavy gaze. Hands can be rested atop the thighs. You can have one hand over the belly, one hand over the heart, one hand over your pooch's head if you'd like. And we'll just take a moment here to settle in and focus on the breath. Noticing where in your body you feel the breath most profoundly. Maybe for you, that's down through the belly today. Maybe it's more across the chest or the collarbones and the shoulders. Maybe you feel your breath most at the back of the throat, or even around the nostrils, near the upper lip. Wherever that place is for you today, focus in on that spot. Just noticing the nourishment that each breath brings. Noticing the movement of energy that happens with the movement of our breath in and out. Maybe begin to deepen the breath just a bit. Maybe to find a rhythm with those deeper breaths. Inhale through the nose. And open mouth, sigh to exhale. Maybe do that a few more times. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. In through the nose. And exhale. Maybe do a quick check-in with the body. Notice any sensations that you feel in your physical body, in your emotional body as well. These are strange times, and lots of emotions have come up for lots of people. So notice any sensations that you feel today. Resisting the urge to label those sensations as good ones or as bad ones. Just maybe noticing sensation. warmth or coolness around you, the folds of your clothes on your skin, maybe smells, maybe sounds in the room that you're in, or even deeper into the building or outside into your community. Isn't it so stinking amazing that we can connect here as a community from the comfort of our own homes? Let's do one more big inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Send energy through all 10 fingertips. Spirit fingers is totally cool. Hug your biceps in toward your ears. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And on your next exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Maintain that length through the spine. Maybe give the head a gentle bow of reverence. Take just a beat here, if you like, to set an intention for the next few minutes of our practice. If setting an intention is a new idea for you, or if nothing in particular is coming to mind, might I offer the idea of play? Seeing what this seated practice, finding ways to bring a little playfulness into this time, into your day. If that doesn't resonate, that's totally cool. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, float the arms down to your sides. Inhale, arms overhead. Maybe send your thumbs back just a bit, finding a gentle back bend. Maybe looking up toward the hands. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. This time, take your left hand and bring it to the outside of your right knee. Right hand can float behind. Find a gentle twist. On your next inhale, find length in the spine, and on the exhale, twist just a little bit deeper. Resisting the urge, though, to take your hands and twist yourself manually. Instead, see if you can find that twist from your core, that built-in support system that you've got. Inhale, sweep both arms up overhead. Exhale, twist to the other side. Again, this time, right hand will be outside of left knee. Left hand can rest along the back of the chair or near one of the legs. Again, leverage that inhale to find some length. Exhale to twist maybe just a micromillimeter deeper. Inhale, extend. Exhale, twist to the first side. Inhale, extend. Exhale, other side. Inhale, extend. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Anjali Mudra is what we call this. On your next inhale, bring your right arm up overhead. Grab onto your seat with your left hand. Maybe it's the seat, maybe it's the leg just below. Inhale to reach, 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 and exhale to gently shift over to one side. Use that bottom hand to press down to bring heaviness into your opposite hip so you don't feel like you're gonna tip over. Inhale, reach, and exhale, see if you can find that lateral side bend just a bit deeper. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, drop that right hand now. Give yourself a shake. Inhale up and exhale. Tip to the side. Again, remember that you can press down with that bottom hand to bring some heaviness into your opposite hip to find more depth in that stretch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bring your hands down to the tops of your knees. Make sure spine is still in that nice midpoint between rigid and slumped. Just easily upright, maybe. On your next inhale, pull back on the knees gently to scoop the heart space forward. Draw elbows back as though you're trying to make them meet behind your back body. Find a seated cow pose. On your next exhale, let the sits bones rock back, round through the spine, push out through the hands, let the head hang heavy for seated cat pose. Notice the space that comes between the shoulder blades in this cat pose. Speaking of, that's Nelson. He's my cat. He's very talkative. I apologize if he becomes a bit distracting. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Hi, kitten. Find that cat-cow for yourself just a few more times. Maybe adding some shoulder circles in, or some yeses and nos with the neck. Whatever feels good in your body, for your spine, for yourself today. Do that. And then return yourself back to a neutral spine. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, walk the hands all the way down the legs. Find yourself in a seated forward fold. Head can hang heavy. Hands can rest on the tops of the feet or just outside. If the ground needs to come up a bit for your hands to have somewhere to rest, grab your Harry Potter books and rest the hands right there. Again, you can shake your head yes, shake your head no. Just let yourself hang heavy for a moment. On your next inhale, bring your palms to your shins, press into your legs, flatten through the back. I'm going to turn to my side so you can see that a little bit better. Flatten through the back. Find a seated halfway lift. And on your next exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, walk the hands down the legs. Let the head hang heavy. Inhale, palms to shins, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's add on to that this time. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, walk the hands down. Inhale, palms to shins, press in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walk the hands back up to the tops of the legs. Give yourself a cycle of cat-cow. And on your next inhale, grab the right thigh and lift up. Flex your toes back toward your nose if you can. Find yourself in a seated lunge. Exhale, release. Left foot this time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that sun salutation one more time. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, walk the hands down, forward fold. Inhale, palms to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walk the hands up to the tops of the thighs. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, back to neutral spine. On your next inhale, lift one leg. Flexing toes back toward the nose. Exhale, release. Inhale, second leg. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take just a beat here you set for yourself. Notice how just beginning to wake up and move just a tiny bit propels that intention forward. If you grabbed a scarf or a strap or a belt, grab it now. I'm going to take my scarf, I'm going to twist it up just a little bit so it's not quite so loose. And I'm going to hook it under, let's do left foot first. So just under the arch or maybe the ball of the left foot. You can extend that leg out so heel is kind of a kickstand out in front of you. And hang on to your strap, whatever that strap might look like, kind of right at your knee. On your next inhale, lift that foot up, flex toes back toward nose, and see if you notice a gentle sensation in the back of your thigh or your hamstring. Inhale, sit up tall. Maybe on your exhale, find a bend in the elbows and shift the torso forward just a bit, maintaining length in the spine. Inhale again, stay where you are, but find some length in the spine. Exhale, see if you might walk the hands down your belt or strap just a bit further. If this is too much sensation on the back of your leg, feel free to grab your block and rest your heel there. That's totally a perfect option. Remember to breathe. Notice if you have found tension in the jaw or even in that spot across the eyebrows, and consider softening. On your next inhale, release the strap, walk your hands back up the thigh, plant that foot back down, and we'll switch sides and do head to knee on the opposite foot. So again, start out with foot as a kickstand and toes flexed back towards your nose. If you'd like, on your next inhale, lift that foot so leg is parallel to the ground. Again, if that's too much sensation for you, feel free to prop that foot up using your block. If you need to bring the foot even just a bit higher, put your block up on its tallest setting. Inhale to find that nice erect spine, and exhale to hinge forward at the hips. Notice when you hinge forward at the hips how the sits bones want to pop up off your seat. That's a good thing. That's how we're built. Inhale again to find length, and exhale to see if you might walk your hands just a bit further. Finding sensation of maybe a 4 on a scale of 1 to 10 in the back of that leg. Not wanting to pull or wrench or twist yourself into a spot that is painful or uncomfortable, but just inciting some sensation. And on your next inhale, walk the hands back up the thigh. Set your scarf or your belt or your strap to the side. Find yourself back in that seated mountain pose, that sturdy stance we started off with knees over ankles, shoulders back over the hips, spine, core in that easeful spot between overly erect and overly slumped. Maybe find a gentle tuck back to the chin. Take your hands and grab the sides of your chair, right near or just even behind your hips. If you have a chair that has supports right here, you can grab onto those as well for a seated back bend. So from here, plant the feet. You can even plant the heels out in front of you if you'd like. Begin to pull yourself into the chair. So you'll notice when you do this that your elbows will want to draw themselves back in toward each other. That's a good thing. That's what we're going for. And peel the heart space forward, similar to what we did in that cow pose. Chin can be neutral, or you can look up at the spot kind of where the ceiling and your wall meet. You can even look up a little bit more, being mindful not to bring too much of a crunch or too much of a wrinkle to the back of the neck. And release. Give yourself a cat-cow, and we'll try that again and explore some additional movement with it. Put your heels back out in front of you if that feels safe and supportive. If not, again, feet can be planted. That's cool too. Grab behind you or right at your hips. Take an inhale to find length, and on your exhale, find that gentle back bend again. This time, instead of pulling into the back of the seat though, see what it feels like to push down. I always feel a little bit like Ariel in The Little Mermaid when I do this pose, when she's up on the rock, you know? Notice the opening that happens across the collarbones, maybe even across the throat. And on your next exhale, release. Find cat-cow, exhaling to cat, inhaling to cow, exhaling back to a neutral spine. And let's explore a warrior pose. So we've got a couple of different bus stops we can stop off at here in our warrior poses. We'll start on the right side. So take your right foot and place it out kind of perpendicular. The corner of your seat will be right between your thighs. You might have to adjust yourself in your seat a little bit. See if you can work to, again, feet toward perpendicular to each other. This might be where your warrior is today. That is perfectly cool. You can also grab your block if you would like. Place it down in front of you about where your foot is, and bring that shin to your block to rest. Maybe that's your warrior. That'll require you to scooch up in your seat a little bit. If you'd like to find additional sensation or movement in your warrior, you can even extend that foot out and kick that block away, grounding down through the ball of that back foot. Wherever you've landed, sweep the arms up overhead. And notice the strength that this warrior pose both requires and kind of incites in the body. Maybe now, open your arms up to a T. I'm going to change my orientation for warrior. Legs can stay where they are if you want, or you can adjust any one of those three bus stops. Bring your arms out to a T for warrior 2. Look out over your fingertips. Warrior 2, even when we are in a seat, is one of our biggest poses, one of our poses that take up the most space. And isn't that an exciting thing to be able to do on a day like today? Take up a little space. your next exhale, bring yourself back to center, mindful of your yoga mates. Inhale to find cow pose. Exhale to cat. Inhale back to neutral spine, and we'll do that same thing on the other side. So we'll start out here, bringing the feet to perpendicular. Feel free to hang out right here if you want. Otherwise, you can drop that knee down, rest your shin on a block, or even extend that leg out behind you, ground into the ball of the big toe. I'm going to hang out right here. Whenever you have landed, wherever your feet would like to land, again, orient the torso over to the leg that's out to the side and sweep the arms upward. Drawing shoulders down and back, but sending energy still up through the hip or through the fingertips. On your next exhale, twist the torso so it is aligned with the front leg now. And send the arms out to a T, looking out over those side fingertips. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale once more. And on your next exhale, bring yourself back to center. Inhale to find cow pose. Exhale, round through the spine, cat pose. Inhale back to a neutral spine. Bring your legs out wide. Toes can be at a 45-degree angle. You can scoot yourself back so you are near the seat rest if you'd like. Knees are tracking over the tops of the feet. They're not splayed out too far or collapsing inward. Be mindful of that. Knees are also directly over the ankles still. Again, find that nice tall spine. And on your next exhale, dip your right shoulder in towards center, pushing your right knee away with your palm. Noticing the sensation that brings to the back, maybe to the inner thigh. Inhale back to center, exhale other side. Again, pushing out with the palm, but also hugging that knee back in to create some dynamic resistance. Inhale back to center. Exhale, first side. Inhale up, exhale over, inhale up once more, and on your next exhale, bring yourself back to center, back to neutral, back to Tadasana. From here, we will settle in for final rest. This can look a handful of different ways from a chair. You can simply rest yourself back in your seat. You can extend your legs out long if you'd like, and even bring your palms facing upward in a gesture of receiving. If you'd like, you can take your pillow, if you grabbed one, and give the back of your chair some squish. My personal favorite way, though, to take final rest from a chair is to leave my legs at neutral, or even heel toe them out just slightly. Take my pillow over my lap and walk my hands down, similar to how we did in that forward fold. Head hangs heavy, arms rest at your sides. Any number of these options are lovely spaces to take a pause, take a beat, take a breath. So find one that works for you and settle into that for the next few moments. Maybe return focus back to the breath. Find that spot in your body where the breath feels most prominent. My dog is snoring. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He feels his breath this morning. Notice if that spot in your body where you feel the breath most prominently is in the same spot as it was earlier, or maybe it's in a different spot. Focus your attention there. Notice if your mind begins to wander out of your chair, away from your practice, onto whatever is next on your Monday morning. If it does, gently thank your mind for doing its job by thinking the thoughts about the things, before gently coaxing your attention back to the breath. Remembering all of that stuff can wait just for another moment or two. Feel free to stay here in this final rest as long as you'd like. Feel free to hit pause on your recording if you need to do that. Again, my name is Cassidy. Thank you so much for practicing with me from a chair today. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you find peace.